Hello to you beautiful people. My name is Noah Lakshmi and I'm here to elevate humanity for a better world. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are a returning viewer to my channel, thank you so much for your support. I so appreciate you coming back. And if you are new to my videos, then welcome to my channel. I use astrology here merely as a tool to help us navigate through this crazy experience that we call life, and for us to dive into our deep transformational work, and together we come together and we definitely create a more elevated world, more elevated humanity. So thank you for being here, and we're gonna go right into the astrology of this week. You know what I'm gonna say? There's a lot to talk about. Indeed, a lot to talk about. It's a juicy week leading up to the full moon, so I'm going to talk a lot about the full moon that is coming in a couple days and just what has been happening in the last few days. Today's Thursday, July 6th. So, the last few days since the last video, we've had quite a few shifts going on in the cosmos. And like I said, we're leading up to the full moon, which always adds another layer to all the shenanigans that are happening in the cosmos and in our lives. So, and this is a very powerful full moon. It's a power full moon, a power one. Yes. So we'll talk about that in a moment. But I always say that the leading up to something, whatever cosmic event that is happening, a new moon, a full moon, an eclipse, a shift of energies of some sort, but the bigger it is, the more intensity it holds, the bigger is the buildup, and the more intense is the buildup. And since this full moon is, I would say, like really one of the most potent and powerful full moons of 2017, just because of other alignments that are happening at the same time. So the build up to this full moon is no joke. And the last few days have been a whirlwind, like an absolute whirlwind. I feel like I went through a portal, since Monday. And I had my things going on for sure, but since Monday, the moon went into Scorpio, and other things that were happening for me personally, but just talking to other people as well. I feel like so many people experience the same thing, like going through this portal, going through this birth canal of some sort. And there's a reason for that, and Pluto is playing a very significant role in what it is that we are experiencing and will continue to experience into this full moon and even into next week, as the energy of the full moon will start to dissipate. So hold that thought for a moment with this birth canal and the rebirth and Pluto. I just want to mention before that what took place just in the last few days, that Venus went into a new sign and Mercury went into a new sign. So the shift of gears in the energy in the universe that takes place, it always affects us. And Mercury has been in Cancer, so we've been just moving through the Cancerian waters, so many feelings, so many emotions. Mars is still in Cancer, the Sun is kind of past the half point in Cancer, so we're going into the deeper layers of Cancer, the deeper aspects of our emotions and our feelings and our needs. And with Cancer and Pluto that is playing its part here with what's happening is very deep, and it can be very unconscious as well. So part of the journey that we've been on in the last few days have been that, just like the depth of not only our feelings and emotions and needs and inner child and the past and all this stuff, but really deep things that may have been locked in the subconscious and the unconscious realm of our lives. And so all of that is starting to bubble up and to be stirred up as we're gearing up and getting ready for the full moon, which will be this, the culmination, the fullness, the complete illumination of everything that we've been experiencing. So that was more of, the weekend and into 4th of July here in the States, Independence Day and all the celebrations and whatnot, which raises the question, right? It's like, what is true freedom, right? It's not like 4th of July or Independence Day, but it's about finding the freedom within, which is a result of finding true power. Pluto. I'll talk about that in a moment. I'm not going to forget. But we're experiencing some sort of a relief as of yesterday, the shift of energy with Mercury moving out of Cancer. So we've been really contemplating and thinking and even communicating a lot of our emotions and the feelings and past experiences and a lot of fears. Mercury in Cancer can be a very emotional mind, very emotional communication, very emotional exchange between people, adding, the Cancer, all this Cancer energy. So Mercury coming out of it is like a bit of a relief. Mercury moving into Leo, so it's a lot more playful and focusing on your heart, on what it is that you really desire. Your heart desires, your child self that wants to play, focusing on the joy of life, focusing on what really lights your fire. With the North Node in Leo, it's a major focus for us for the next year and a half of finding what is truly your authentic expression, what it is that you are moving towards that is in alignment with your heart desires, with your true heart desires, your true authentic expression. So Mercury moving into Leo just adds into, the aspect of our mind that is really starting to think more in the terms of this Leo energy. What does my little child, the inner child, want to do, and to how do I want to play? How do I want to express myself? How do I want to shine? Like understanding our light and being able to convey and communicate from our heart so much more easily now after moving through all the tumultual waters of Cancer and our emotions and our feelings. And then Venus moving into Gemini, one day apart from one another. So both Mercury and Venus right now are really, it's like this very playful energy between the two, which is really fun to even think about, astrologically and in the cosmic play. Venus is our feminine energy, and it's what we like and what we attract, and it's our wants and our desires, and it's a very playful energy to begin with. Venus, very sensual, very feminine. Moving into Gemini is very social, wanting to network, wanting to connect with people, and right now with Venus and Mercury in a fire sign, Venus is in an air sign, there's a harmonious conversation happening between the two, and I really see it as like Mercury and Venus are really playing with each other right now. Fire playing with air, which I'm gonna bring a caution note here. What happens when when you play with fire too much, or when air plays with fire, it can get a bit too out of control. So that's just the only thing to pay attention to with Mercury being in Leo, Venus being in an air sign, Gemini. The things can get a little bit out of control, when you maybe get too scattered. You maybe there's so much going on, and you kind of lose yourself with all the activities, with all the people, forgetting about, well, wait a second, what do I truly need right now? Because remember, the sun is still in Cancer, Mars is still in Cancer. There's this deep calling to take care of yourself, to really nurture yourself. And with Mercury and Venus playing like this, fire and air, Leo and Gemini, it can be like, forget about my needs, forget about nurturing myself. Let me just go and play and socialize and be all over the place, and disregarding what your body needs, what your emotions are telling you, what emotionally do you need. So just pay attention to that and make sure that fire doesn't get out of control completely. But nevertheless, it's a really fun energy to be in right now. And like I said, a sigh of relief, especially if you've been feeling a lot, moving through different emotions, moving through different fears, subconscious, whatever, all kind of junk coming out to the surface. Let yourself play and enjoy life right now. Find the connections that really nourish you, find the conversations that really nourish you, and find the things that feed you in your heart, and really in your heart and in your soul. And now with all of that, not only to find the things that feed you in your heart and soul, but really ask yourself the question of what is moving me forward, what is really benefiting my goals and where I'm heading and into my future. Those are the deep questions that need to be asked right now. And this is the full moon and what we have been experiencing with this opposition, right, of energies. So here we go, the powerful full moon. Not only that we have a very powerful opposite. It's always an opposition, okay? Full moon, the sun opposes the moon. But we're looking at a very, it's a sensitive, vulnerable, a kind of a tricky opposition for many people, with the sun being in Cancer and the moon being in Capricorn. The sun is actually in the sign of the moon, Cancer, and the moon being in the sign that opposes it. Capricorn. So the moon is not very strong in the sign of Capricorn, and this opposition can bring up a lot of tension in people's lives. And the axis of Capricorn, Cancer is, again, like I said, our emotions, it's our mother, it's our sensitivities, it's our vulnerabilities. It's one of the most sensitive signs of the zodiac. It has a lot to do with our watery emotions, emotional needs, emotional security. What is it that I need in order to feel safe in the world, in order to feel safe in my body, to feel safe in my environment, all this inner child stuff. That's Cancer. And then we're looking at Capricorn, the complete, vastly opposite than what I just described. Capricorn is no emotions, climb up to the top of the mountain. It's the mountain goat. Focus on the goals, focus on what's where I need to go. I can't really think about sensitivities or vulnerabilities or emotions, myself, other people. It can be very cold and calculated. Not a bad thing, but that can be a strong opposition when you feel, oh my God, I really need to nurture myself right now because I'm not feeling so well physically, I'm not feeling so well emotionally, maybe even both. And then there's the pressure of, wait, I've got the to-do list, I've got my goals, I need to do this. And then looking into its very futuristic of where am I moving, the top of the mountain. I see the goal, I see where I'm heading. I need to do the things to move there. But wait a second, I'm like, oh my God, I'm dealing with all these things and I'm not even feeling so good. We've got Mars in Cancer still, like I said. So there's like, the feeling of maybe I don't even want to get off the couch or whatever, feeling the sense of I just want to hide under the covers. And then there's, again, the pressures of family, the pressures of society, the pressures of the job and the career and your goals, and even internally feeling this urge to create and to build structures and to build something in your life. Whew, that's a lot, okay? So not only that we've got this opposition of sun and moon in Cancer, Capricorn axis, we're looking at the full moon happening on top of Pluto. That is intense, that is deep, that is calling for deep soul searching. Pluto is our soul, it's our deep desires, it's also our deep fears. It's where we are still trying to control, the fear of losing control, where is our power? Because Pluto is power, but we want to make sure that it's power that comes from within. And in opposition to, Pluto being in Capricorn, in opposition to Cancer, it's the giving power away to external sources. And the soul searching that is being called for right now of asking ourselves, how and why do I keep giving my power away, let other people, let society, let social pressures or whatnot to dictate me how to live my life? And where do I neglect my needs? How do I neglect myself, my emotional needs, my physical needs, in order to just perform in a certain way? If it's perform for other people, for your career, for your job, or even just yourself, of having all kind of preconceived notions of what you're supposed to be like, do, and all this social norms that can really put pressures on us right now. The masculine patriarchy attitude to life. And the full moon is just going to highlight all that. Where are you out of balance in feminine and masculine, Cancer, Capricorn, your own emotional needs versus what it is that you are doing in the world, how to find the middle ground so you don't just collapse under all this pressure. The soul searching is real right now. Really, you guys, it's real with the full moon happening on top of Pluto. This is not an alignment that we're going to see anytime soon with everything else going on. Not only that the moon is on Pluto opposing the sun, so the sun is opposing Pluto too. So it is our conscious awareness versus everything that is locked in the unconscious, deep down in the basement of your soul, that is ready to come up and be illuminated by this full moon. But the illumination is coming through this immense opposition and what can feel like tension, okay? It's not something to fear of, and that's where the fears can come up, but something that I encourage you to just embrace full on, to really turn on your courage. You know, that's Leo, North Node in Leo, Mercury is in Leo, even Venus in Gemini. There's this, this curiosity and courage involved of like, okay, what is coming up to the surface? Not be afraid of it, not to run away from it, not to go back to like hiding in Cancer, or to just go into this deep hole, Pluto, into the fears, into the depth of the fears and just lock yourself there. But do the opposite of that and illuminate your awareness into everything that is holding you back from really moving into the life that you want to create for yourself. So this is big right now, and this is what the full moon is all about. And so to add to this party, we have Mars opposing the moon and Pluto in Capricorn. Mars is in Cancer. It's not exact, but it's still there. So we've got the full moon that is already intense. Full moon on Pluto, double the intensity. Sun opposing Pluto, triple the intensity. And then Mars, very close to the sun, opposing everything there in Capricorn, moon and Pluto, quadruple the fire and the intensity and everything to do with your passions and your desires. This has a scorpionic flavor to this full moon, okay? With Mars and Pluto in the picture, even though they're in different signs, but Mars and Pluto are both associated with Scorpio. So Scorpio is inviting us to go deep, to really find the depth of what it is that we want, what it is that we need, and how are we moving forward in our lives, what it is that we are creating. It brings a level of intensity. It brings a level of what can feel intimidating for some people. So again, my invitation to you is to not be intimidated. Do not be intimidated by your own power. Do not be intimidated by your own power. If there's one thing that can hold us back, is knowing how powerful we are. Knowing where it is that we're heading, knowing what it is that we are being called to do and create, and that can feel like, holy shit, I don't know if I want to do that. Do that. Whatever it is in your life that you know that needs to be executed right now, that you know that needs to be done, if whatever it is, if you're fearing a certain step forward, if it's a career change, if it's a relationship change, if it's just your own internal emotions, habits, patterns, whatever that is really wanting to change, go for it. This full moon is such an activation. It's such a moment of illumination, which may not feel comfortable, but do not run away. Do not run away. Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn doesn't run away. No matter how scary it is, no matter how overwhelming it is, Pluto in Capricorn does not run away. And just remember though, and I want to emphasize that, do not run away, but take care of yourself. So move at your own pace without running away, if that makes sense. Sun and Mars in Cancer is the reminder to take care of yourself emotionally, to take care of yourself physically, to take care of yourself in whatever way that you need to take care of yourself, to nurture yourself so you actually have the strength and the capabilities to not run away and to keep moving forward and to keep taking the steps that are in your highest and best good, that are moving you into your future, into building your future, rather than hiding in your past that is not empowering you anymore. All right? That is my message for you for today. There's really nothing else to say after this. So much for us in this full moon and what is coming in the next few weeks here in July and into August. Like, holy tamale. Sending you so much love and so much light, you guys. Stay awesome and stay beautiful, because you are, truly, truly are. Have an amazing full moon. Have an amazing weekend. Pray, and celebrate your life and who you are and everything that is unfolding for you. Celebrate your fears and everything that this time in your life is offering to you. Okay, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. Everything is beautiful at the end of the day. If you are enjoying this video and other videos, then please subscribe to my channel. Please share this video with other people. I would love to spread my message out there. So thank you for the support and the love. Truly appreciate that. If you're interested to know more about me, get your own personal soul signature reading, or if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, go to my website, noalakshmi.com. I would love to hear from you. Have an incredible weekend. Again, sending you so much love. Sat Nam.